What's up, people? I'm back. Are you feeling good? Like I knew that you would? So good? So good? I got you! Hi! Alright, so the first question today is, why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because she was stuffed. Get it? She was stuffed. Alright, what did the right eye say to the left eye? What did the right eye say to the left eye? You know what it said? Between us, something smells. Between us, something smells. Something smells. Well, I hope you guys are feeling good. Hope everybody's healthy. Hope you're safe. Hope you're doing all right. So today we're going to talk about how we're going to go from circumference, when they give you circumference, to area. All right. We'll continue a little bit more of that James Brown classic here in just a little bit. Okay. So let's talk about if they give you the circumference. Of course, the circumference formula is pi times diameter. And they give you the circumference. We're going to work our way backwards, and then we're going to figure out what the area of the circle is. And of course, we know area is pi times radius squared. Okay, you guys have been doing some great work here lately, and I sure appreciate that. So this should be pretty simple for most of you. Okay, so let's say we're talking. We'll draw us a little picture over here. So let's say we know the circumference, or the edge of the pizza that we've got out here. Let's say that we know the circumference is about, let's say 90 centimeters. Okay. So we know, like, if you ate right around the edge of the crust right there, okay, and just nibbled around the edge, and you just ate just that part, it'd be 90 centimeters worth of crust, or 90 centimeters around the circumference. All right, and we're going to go in reverse, because we're going to go from the circumference to the area. So if I know that my circumference is 90, and my formula is pi times diameter, okay, 90 equals 3.14 times the diameter. Okay, so we want to get the diameter by itself. So if you'll remember back when we did stuff about equations, that means we're going to divide, because this is multiply, and the inverse of multiply is divide, and we're going to divide by 3.14 on this side, which means we got to divide by 3.14 on this side. So of course, 3.14 divided by 3.14, they just cancel out, because that equals 1, right? And so I'm going to bring my trusty calculator in right here, and I'm going to do 90 divided by pi, which of course we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So 90 divided by 3.14, hope you can see that all right, is, if we go out to the hundredths place, which would be right there, 28.66, okay? 28 and 66 hundredths, that's the diameter. 28 and 66 hundredths. All right, now I need the radius for the area, okay? And how do I go about getting the radius when I've got a diameter? Well, of course, the diameter goes all the way across the circle, okay? And we just need to get the radius part, which is this, which is half of it. So we're just going to take that number right there and divide it by 2. So I'm going to go 28 and 66 hundredths divided by 2. And that means my radius is going to be 14. Can y'all see that? Okay. My radius is 14 and 33 hundredths. Okay, so take the diameter divided by 2. That gives you the radius of 14 and 33 hundredths. Now, I'm just going to truck that up here into this other formula. I'm going to put it right there, okay? And then, of course, I'm going to do pi, which is 3.14 is what we're using, times 14.33 squared, right? So we're going to do pi times radius squared. Alright, so right here, we're going to take it and go back to our little trusty calculator. Pi times 14.33, and don't forget, you got to square the radius, okay? So square the radius. You can do the squared button. Can you see it right there? You can use the squared button if you got that, if you got it on the calculator. If you don't, you just do 3.14 times 14.33 times 14.33, okay? So I'm going to hit the squared button first, do it that way. And then if you don't have the squared button, you do 3.14 times 14.33 times 14.33. And you can still see that gives us the same answer either way. Okay? So the area, if we go to the nearest hundredths place, instead of 5 there, that's going to round that up. So it's actually going to take it to the tenths place, 644.8. Okay, because there's a 5 there, that would round that 79 up to an 80. If you wanted to put a 0 on the end of it, you could, and say it's 80 hundredths. Okay, but you can just go to the tenths place. Alright, so I'm going to step through all that one more time, and then we'll do another example. Okay, so, alright, so we're going to do pi times diameter, of course, is the circumference formula. Take your little circumference number right there, which we got was 90. Put it in for the circumference. We divide it by pi. That gives us the diameter. When you get the diameter, you got to divide it by 2, which gives you the radius. And then you just take that number and come over here and put it in the formula. Pi times radius squared. Okay, so if you're doing steps, okay, if you want to talk about step 1, 2, 3, okay, step 1 would be divide by pi. Okay, and you know you're doing pi is 3.14. Alright, and we did that there. Okay, and if we go to step 2, okay, once you've got that, okay, take the diameter and divide by 2 to get the radius. Alright, so you can see right there, once we took 90 and divided it by pi, that gave us 28 6600ths, which was the diameter. We divided it by 2 to get to the radius, okay, and then of course the third step, easy part, do pi times radius squared to get the area. Okay, so basically it's just a little 3-step thing here. We're going to divide by pi. I guess I could write over here, divide by pi gets you the diameter. If you wanted to put a few more words down there with it, okay? So if you take the circumference, divide it by pi, that's going to give you the diameter. Once you got the diameter, take and divide it by 2 to get the radius. And then once you have the radius, you just do pi times radius squared to get the area. Alright, so let's do another one. Alright, so let's say we've got another pizza, whatever it is, and you know that the outside edge are right here, okay, the circumference is, let's use a bigger number this time. Let's say we got 575 inches. Okay, scoot that up a little bit, scoot the camera back down some. Alright, I'm going to go step by step according to my steps that I have written up here. Okay, so right here I'm going to do step 1. I'm going to divide by 3.14, so I'm going to do 575, which is my circumference. And of course over here I'd be doing pi times diameter. That's my formula, okay. So I'm going to divide by pi on both sides. Those cancel out. So okay, here I'm going to come and do 575. 575 divided by pi. That means my diameter is going to be 183.12. Okay, 183 and 12 hundredths. 183 and 12 hundredths. So that's my diameter. 183 and 12 hundredths. Okay. Now I'm going to do step 2. Step 2 says take the diameter and divide it by 2 to get the radius. So I'm going to take that, divide it by 2. Okay. And when I do that, 183.12 divided by 2. So y'all can see that when I take and divide it by 2, that gives me my radius is 91 5600ths. 91 5600ths. Alright, so step 1, divide by pi. Step 2, that gives me the diameter. And then I got to take the diameter and divide it by 2. Now one more step, I'm home free. Step 3 is I do the pi times radius squared to get the area. Okay, so step 3 is what I'm ready for. So to get the area, I do pi times radius squared. Alright, so that would be 3.14 times 91 56/100. So just bringing that number that I got right there down, and I got to square it. Okay. So 3.14 for pi times 91 56/100 squared. Okay. Again, if you don't have a squared button, I'm going to do 3.14 times 91.56 times 91.56. Alright, you can see the answers are both the same. So the area for this circle is 26,323 and 35/100. Now when you type this in on your answer stuff, don't put the comma in there. I'm just writing it down here for now, but don't put the comma in when you type in the answer. 26,323 and 35/100. Alright, you can see it's going to the 5 there. If it's asking you to go to the tenths place, if it says round to the nearest tenth, since there is a 5 here, that is going to round that up to a 4. That would be 26,323 and 4/10. Okay, because of that 5 in the hundredths place, I'm going to round it to 4/10. Alright, looks like we got time to do one more. Don't forget, if you got any questions or anything, feel free to email me, the old dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us, right? davidson.k12.us. Alright, feel free to email me, dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us. Alright, fourth and final one. I'll have a bonus one on here if you want to stay after this one and watch, but I at least want you to watch this one, okay? Alright, let's say we've got another circle. We know the circumference of that circle is, let's go something in between those. Let's say it's 220 centimeters, okay? So all the way around the edge of that 220 centimeters. Again, we know our formula is pi times diameter. So that would be 220 going in right there. 220 equals 3.14 times diameter. Alright, what's step 1 say? Well, step 1 said we got to divide it by pi. So we're going to divide by pi on both sides. Alright, so this is step 1. Those cancel out. 3.14 divided by 3.14, or pi divided by pi, that just cancels out to a 1. So now I'm going to do 220, which is my circumference, divided by 3.14, and that is going to be 70.06. We're going to the hundredths place, 70 and 6/100. Alright, so the diameter is 70 and 6/100. Now step 2 said divide that by 2 to get the radius, so I'm going to divide that by 2. Okay, 70 and 6/100 divided by 2, 35 and 3/100. Okay, you can't see that because over there. So I took the diameter, divided it in half. That means the radius is 35 and 3/100. Okay. Alright, so now I've got my radius, and that brings me to step 3. To get the area of the circle, I got to do pi times radius squared. So you know that means 3.14 times that number we got right there. You just bring it on down here, 35 and 3/100 squared. Okay, so 3.14. Gonna put all that on there. Yeah, we'll just not do that really quick. Clear that off. Pi times radius squared. Okay, and if you got to do it without the squared button, that's 3.14 times 35.03 and another times 35.03. And you can see the answers for both of those are the same. So the area is 3,853, and since that is a 6, that's going to round that up to 10. So if you're going out to the hundredths place, it would be 10/100. If you got to round it to the tenths place, of course, it would just be 1/10. So you could just take a 0, of course, and drop it off. Alright, so that's how you do it if you just go from circumference to area. Alright, so again, just to show you the 3 steps again. Step 1 is divided by pi. That's going to give you the diameter. Step 2 is you got to take the diameter, divide it by 2, and that's going to give you the radius, because half the diameter is the radius. Remember, the diameter goes all the way across the circle, radius just goes halfway across the circle. And then step 3, to get the area, you do pi times radius squared. So take that answer that you get, square it, multiply it by pi, you got the area. Okay? So there you go, folks. Now, if you got any questions or anything, you just let me know. Hit me up at dreid@davidson.k12.nc.us. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're doing all right. Don't be staying up too late at night. I know some of you night owls staying up jamming till 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30 a.m. doing math problems at 2 o'clock in the morning. Y'all need to be going to bed earlier, people. Go to bed early. Don't stay up till 2 o'clock doing math. Alright? Peace out. Arrivederci. Sayonara. Hasta la vista. And ciao, baby! Until next time.